In a quiet, poor village, far away from the cities, life was very hard. The land was dry, the fields gave little food, and the people struggled to survive. Among them lived a poor man named Ravi. He had nothing except a small mud house and a piece of barren land. The villagers often laughed at him. They said, "Ravi dreams too big. How can a poor man like him achieve anything?" But Ravi did not listen. Deep inside, he carried a strong belief. He believed that even a poor man could create a better life if he never gave up. Ravi's dream was simple. He wanted to build a school in the village. For years, he saw children wandering without books or teachers. He remembered his own childhood when he longed to study, but never got the chance. He whispered to himself, "This will not happen again. Even if I have nothing, I will give them hope." Ravi had no money, no land, and no support, but he had determination. He began working as a laborer in nearby towns. Every morning, he walked barefoot on dusty roads, carrying bricks and stones for other people's buildings. His hands bled, his back ached, but every evening he returned with a few coins. Instead of using them for comfort, he saved each one in a clay pot. The villagers laughed. They said, "Even if you work all your life, you cannot build a school." But Ravi smiled and said, "A river is formed drop by drop. My school will rise brick by brick." Years passed. Slowly his savings grew. He bought a small piece of land and laid the first stones of his dream. But then the rains came. The monsoon washed away part of the wall. His money finished. His body grew weak from hunger and hard work. One night, sitting by the half-built wall, Ravi felt hopeless. Maybe they were right, he thought. Maybe a poor man cannot change his destiny. But then he remembered the days he sat under a tree with a torn book wishing for a teacher. That memory gave him strength again. "No," he said, "if I give up now, their laughter will win. If I believe in myself, the impossible will bow before me." The next morning, Ravi started again. He asked for help from nearby villages. Some gave him stones, some gave him wood, and some gave him nothing but kind words. A few young men inspired by his effort joined him. Together, they carried bricks, mixed mud, and raised the walls under the hot sun. The same villagers who once mocked him now began to watch in silence. They saw that his dream was alive, and slowly it was becoming real. After many years of struggle, the day came. A small school stood proudly in the middle of the poor village. It had only 2 rooms and a roof of 10 sheets, but for Ravi it was more beautiful than a palace. With his own hands, he painted the words, "School of Hope," on the wall. Children came running. Their eyes were full of excitement. For the first time, they sat on benches, held books, and learned letters. The air that once carried silence now filled with laughter and learning. Ravi stood outside the school, watching them with tears of joy. The village elder, who once doubted him, came forward and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Ravi," he said, "you have given us the greatest lesson. True wealth is not money or land. True wealth is courage, belief, and determination. You believed in yourself when no one else did. That is why our children now have a future." Ravi bowed his head humbly. He was still poor in clothes and food, but in spirit, he was the richest man of all. Ravi's journey teaches us one thing. Life may be hard. The road may be steep, but nothing is impossible for the one who believes in himself. The walls of impossibility exist only in the mind. Break them, and the path will open. The moral of the story is simple. If you believe in yourself, everything is possible.